This show is part of the M4D Podcast Network.
Hello, this is Made for Disney, the happiest podcast to ever sail the Seven Seas Lagoon. I'm Erin.
I'm Lily.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Michelle.
Hello and welcome to episode 20 of Made for Disney, the happiest podcast to ever sail the Seven Seas Lagoon. I'm Erin and I'll be your captain today. Joining me, I have Sean, our navigator.
Hello.
Lily, our first mate.
Hello.
And Michelle, our engineer.
Hello.
Okay, so on this episode, we're going to do something we haven't done in forever. We're going to be doing a trip review. A trip review. But this trip wasn't the main four of us. It was Lily, our grandparents, and uncle, and I.
You were there.
Yes, I was there, I think. Yeah. So, Lily, why don't you start? Where do you want to begin?
Alright, so I guess let's begin on where we went to eat. We went to quote-unquote new places.
New as in we hadn't just gone to them, so we did do reviews on them.
Yeah. Noon is it's your first time going to be hearing about them.
Okay, so we went to Liberty Tree Tavern.
Mm-hmm. Nine Dragons.
Well, you, Honey, and Bubba did. We'll get a little bit more into why I wasn't there later. We went to Jico's, which is at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And we went to Boma's, which is also over at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
They're
both
across
of them are they're right across each other. Jambo House.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jambo House. There we go.
It's my favorite hotel. You think I could remember it. Alright, so, real quick, what was your favorite one?
Of the new places?
Yeah.
Jico.
Jico's?
Yeah. It was different. They brought scented rose towels infused with rose water to your table.
Hot towels. So
Hot towels.
Make your hands soft and clean.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Jico's was interesting. I don't know if it was my favorite. But
it was between that or Boma's, because I do like Boma's.
But we did go to Boma's for the breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
So breakfast buffets aren't as different. If you go to one, you've pretty much been to the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go into detail about those restaurants, but like I said, we did do a review while we were there, so you'll get a better feel for what all happened when those come out in the coming weeks. Not quite sure when they'll come out, but soonish. Where else did we eat that we didn't do a review on? Because we went to some places that we had already been to and reviewed.
We didn't do a review on...
it was 50's Prime Time. We went the first day.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Chef Art Smith's
Homecoming. Day.
Once again, so good. I cannot recommend that place enough. I got the chicken and I got the macaroni again. I don't remember if I got the macaroni the first time, actually. Someone got the macaroni and I did. Some. Very good. Great sweet tea, which I usually don't order sweet tea once I've exited, like, Georgia. Florida is pretty hit or miss on their sweet tea, because I very much like sweet tea. So, I'm very particular there, but it was good.
Mm-hmm. It's also a southern restaurant, so I would hope they had good sweet tea.
Such good chocolate cake, and the Honey's, has been talking about their hummingbird cake
since left.
She ordered it the first time, so she was real glad to get some of that. Where else did we eat? We ate more places, didn't we?
We ate at Lotus Blossom.
But that's like a counter service.
Well,
I also wasn't there that day, which we'll get into momentarily, I believe.
Never mind, we didn't eat at Lotus Blossom. I'm thinking that you were there for some reason. No Lotus Blossom.
Yeah.
What about Liberty Tree?
Liberty Tree? That was one that we reviewed on.
You did a review? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a family-style place. It's not a buffet. Yeah, I've been there before. I will say, out of the gate, Liberty Tree, it's not one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
If I was going to go for, like, a sit-down meal or whatever, I'd prefer to maybe go to Skipper's, which I highly recommend. It's real good, and usually when we've been there, it hasn't been that crowded.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's crowded in, like, the mess hall, but it's not crowded in the area.
Then most people are going for, like, dinner, because it's just when our grandparents eat. But it's very good food. Real good baked, it's a baked beef pasta there that I got in October. Highly recommended. And of course this is me, so I'm just going to spend a few minutes just telling you what foods I really liked from a couple months ago. Okay, what else? Any other food stuff?
I'm trying to think of where all we didn't record about.
I think that's all we really have food-wise to talk about.
I think so.
There wasn't really anything too remarkable that at least we didn't record about it. So let's talk about the hotel, which is my favorite hotel.
Mine too.
Which is Jambo House over at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
You said it right. I'm so proud.
I did. Yes, I was sure I was going to say Kidani. But
Not Kidani.
yeah, I always love going there. It's just great. Favorite lobby, favorite whatever they have. I love it.
It has a bridge I can just run across if I want to.
Yeah, we were right next to the bridge.
We've been in that room like twice
3
already.
doors down from the elevator, which was great. So then we were like 3 doors down from the bridge.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you're counting like the security doors, not security doors, whatever like their doors that they have, they're like cast member, then we'd be 3. But if you don't, then we're 2.
I was just counting doors I passed to get to where I slept. But alright.
Hey, I'm able to be specific. You're not.
Okay, if that's what you want to call that. I don't think we really ate at the Mara, which is I really like the Mara too, because they have some pretty good food for a like counter service at a hotel.
It's not like a kind of a
actually
like basic counter service. It has a little bit different flavors and different foods.
Yeah, they had that beef stew that was really good.
I think they do. I think they rotate their soups. I don't remember what soup they had there because I know there's one that Honey really likes that they sometimes have. That's like a butternut squash, I want to say, or something like that. I'm not
I
sure.
thought that was at Boma's.
I think they have it at both.
I think they do.
I think there's a soup of the day or whatever over at the Mara.
I went down there a lot just to fill up cups. That was my one-day adventure.
Yeah, because we were on the dining plan, so all of us had cups, and because of where the Mara is and how that hotel's set up, it's one of the places where you can actually get your money's worth out of cups, I think. Because if you're staying someplace like Saratoga, it's kind of hard to get your money's worth if you're so far away from the actual place to go get your drinks.
Yeah.
But the Mara, especially with how quick the elevators at Animal Kingdom are, it's like in a minute you're good. It's real cold during our trip. Well, I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't like
cold.
freezing.
It was like not 90 degrees.
It was like kind of like pants weather.
Yeah, you could wear pants in Florida, so that's pretty much freezing. Yeah, so it was actually decent weather. And the crowds were about the same as it was the week before, except, of course, that weekend we didn't have the whole Martin Luther King Day thing happening.
I mean, it was busy because it's Disney.
There might have been a dance thing happening.
Yeah, I think they just had nationals because I saw a lot of people with like jackets on about it. So.
Yeah, and that's like my biggest fear, matching backpacks and jackets. Like, once you've reached more than 2 articles of clothing that are matching with a group of, like, 20 people, I'm scared to my soul. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I think the day you are in Magic Kingdom, isn't that the day they had the Eagles quarterback there from the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
You gotta say anything about that?
It was the day after the Super Bowl. He might have been there. I don't know who he is. I would have been like, okay, you're wearing a shirt. I guess probably with an eagle on it. Lots of people. I saw, like, some people laying down on Eagles blankets over in, Liberty Square. What up? I don't care.
Yeah,
I only care about college football.
I got very confused for a couple minutes whenever I saw a lot of people wearing like the jerseys or whatever.
And I was like, oh, I guess they won. I wasn't even sure until that night.
I was there and I realized, oh yes, the day before the Super Bowl. Don't care. I'm not gonna watch it.
The Super Bowl, actually.
No, I saw them the day before. I saw them like a lot of people wearing jerseys, or like day of.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who won the Super Bowl until our uncle was talking to some people at the bus stop about the Super Bowl. I was like, okay, I guess they won.
Yeah. That's how we learn about stuff.
To me.
Okay, well, this is not a sports podcast. It's a Disney podcast.
It was about Disney at Sport. They have a sports complex. Don't they, like, own ESPN? Alright, but yeah. Alright, so what else do we have to talk about?
Probably the most exciting part of your trip.
Oh yeah, you want to tell everyone what I did for the second time in my life on Disney property?
Yeah, let's talk about that. And this time I wasn't there.
Oh yeah, you weren't there.
I think that was scarier than the time when I was there. And you
also, it was a much higher scale of everything else happening.
Yes. Let's see. She talked to her father at around 9 a.m. Everything's fine and dandy.
We were on our way to the bus stop. We were going to go eat at Crystal Palace that day. And you might have noticed I didn't mention us eating at Crystal Palace,
here's
which
the
is
reason.
one of my favorite restaurants.
20 minutes later, I get a phone call
For me.
from Lily. Mom, something's wrong with Erin. She's throwing up.
Okay, I'm not that. I wasn't like
Oh,
that.
yes, she was that way. She was like, I'm glad you answered the phone. I was like, what else am I going to do?
No, well, I thought it was
I'm
going to be your
gonna answer the
coworker.
phone.
Yeah, we were at the bus stop. I was on the floor. We were in the Magic Kingdom bus stop. I was just kind of laying on cement at that time. Conscious, I didn't pass out.
Go ahead. You were there. I wasn't. I heard it all over the phone.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
that sounded great, too, because I was just kind of, not happy.
So I get off the bus because I'm in the very back of the bus, like separated from everyone. And it's one of those like purple buses that have like the backwards and forward seats, so it's a little bit harder to get out of. So I'm like the last one to get off the bus, and I see Erin holding on to like a railing.
At
And
the
she's
bus
just-
stop across from us.
Yeah, and she's just kind of there, and I wasn't quite sure what was happening. And she doesn't
It
get
might have been Port
claustrophobic,
Orleans.
but I figured that might have been the reason because it wasn't like a full bus. So they just started throwing up, and so I kind of backed up me and my grandmother because our uncle was going to get a courtesy wheelchair for our grandmother. That's where he was, and then
Her back was hurting, too. It wasn't just she just threw up.
Oh, I
But
wasn't
her
nauseous
back
at all. I was like,
there
yep,
was
this is
pain,
gonna happen.
Excruciating pain in her back. And that made her throw
Because
up.
this is a medical podcast.
Yes, now we're medical.
Yeah, and then
So Nurse Lily, what happened?
I was, approximately my time, about half an hour to 45 minutes.
No.
From what I'm told, about 2 minutes?
no,
There were
it
six
was
people
a couple
around
more
me.
minutes. It was like a little bit longer.
It
than
was
that.
like 5 minutes real time, apparently.
It was.
There were 6 different Disney employees surrounding us and rerouting traffic to buses.
You were halfway unconscious during this time. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure. I was just staring
Yeah.
off. I was trying to figure out what sign I was at, what bus stop I was throwing up in front of. You might pass it on your trip. Look for the place that they've like put new concrete at, because I'm sure they pretty much pulled out hazmat suits.
So one of the like worker people that like managed with the bus stops came over and they're like, "She okay?" And we just kind of looked at her for a second, and then we just kind of looked at her, and they were like,
No, I said nope. Something ain't right. And they called me an ambulance, which took about 15 minutes, I'm told.
It was pretty quick for like an ambulance. That can take longer than that. And it's also Disney, so they want to make it quick as possible and everything.
I was told it was 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure I was on the floor for about 45 to half an hour.
45 to half an hour. We're going backwards.
All
Okay.
out of whack. And then I went to the hospital.
Celebration Hospital.
Huge hospital.
Big hospital in
They
Florida.
have a day spa.
Very
They have a
nice
day
place,
spa.
from what I could tell online, because I'm still like 6 hours away.
Yeah, you were over 6 hours probably.
Luckily, one of the ladies that like works like manages with the buses, she took because our grandmother went with Erin, and then
Yes, our grandfather wasn't with us that day because he wasn't feeling well as well, but that was just more of a tired thing.
yeah. And then, so she actually got in, like, one of, like, the Disney cars and took us back to the hotel.
Aaron rode the ambulance.
I rode
Yeah.
the ambulance with our grandmother.
And then you and Uncle Bubba.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went with, like, a Disney company car with one of the Disney people to the hotel. Went to our room, dropped everything off pretty much, told our grandfather what was happening, told him to stay at the hotel, then proceeded to go and get in the car and go to Celebration Hospital, which is not very far off Disney property, which is very nice. So if you have to go
it
to
was
the
like
hospital.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what the person told me it would be, the paramedic. Yeah, the ambulance came from the firehouse on Disney property. If you've been to Disney World, you probably passed the firehouse before. You would know it. So it came quickly. Disney was very good about all of it. And we didn't get... You know how Disney has like a surcharge if you missed your reservation or whatever. They got that all taken care of for us. So we didn't have to worry about that. But we did have some extra dining table service points for the dining plan. I could not think of the word plan. I'm still on meds. No, I'm not. But that's why we went to Chico's, because Chico's is a 2 credits place. And I just realized we didn't say what was wrong with me. I just kind of went
Yeah.
off.
Nope. Yep, you just went off.
Yeah.
Anyway, after blood work, tests, all kinds of things,
CT.
they decided that she had a kidney stone.
Yeah. So I would like to thank
Luckily,
my
they
mother's
did not
side of
want
the
to do
family.
surgery because it was really little.
Yeah. And
But little is better than big. So that was very, very reassuring once you said, I can go home now.
Yeah, I would like to thank my mother's side of the family genetics.
Yes, you're welcome.
Because apparently everyone else has had them there except for our uncle. And he has back stuff, so nice, fun look into the future for me.
I think you should thank the doctors at the hospital and the ambulance driver and the nice employees at Disney.
They were very nice. Everyone was great. I would recommend the hospital I went to, Celebration Hospital. It was a huge hospital.
It was.
Look them up online.
Yeah,
They
real
have got
nice.
really nice pictures of the hospital.
It didn't look like a hospital. It looked like
Everyone was
almost
really
like a
nice.
condo area, like an apartments. It didn't look like a hospital. So whenever we get in there, we're like, we sure we're here?
Yeah.
Positive?
I only dealt with like 7 people I'm now thinking of, but they were all real nice. Disney apparently handles that kind of stuff real well, and all you knew before is whenever you just throw up, because I did that at Whispering Canyon one time.
And you were about a year and a half old, too.
Yeah, she wasn't like 17 or anything. She was a baby.
Yeah. Babe brought out evac.
It's amazing whenever you release bodily fluids in Disney World.
Oh, God.
What they will do.
Oh, did you have to phrase it like that, Mother?
Yep, I sure did.
You somehow made it worse.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
Okay, well, I think that's your story.
Yeah, that was my
I don't
story,
have
but
one
I have forgot
yet.
that that's happened like 3 times so far. People have asked me how my vacation. I was like, okay. And then somebody else would be like, she was in the hospital. I was like, oh yeah, I was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all good now. I'm not like about to pass out or something. All taken care of. And I guess it went probably about as well as it could have, situation given. I'm just glad I didn't have to go through bag check and then have that happen, because there's nothing I hate more than bag check. Especially at Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom has the slowest.
No, Epcot does.
Epcot at that one side at Epcot, which is always the side we get. I can see the other side, and they're always going faster.
Mm-hmm.
But Magic Kingdom has such terrible bag check, and I'd be like, oh, great. No, it would have been worse if I was at the breakfast buffet, actually.
Well, you're the one who has a jacket covered in Disney pins, and so you got to take your jacket off.
Yeah, because you have to go, at Magic Kingdom, you have to go through the metal detector, and I have a bunch of pins on my jacket. Yeah, so after that, I didn't go the next day to Epcot with everything that had happened. I was like, I'm just going to sleep here at the hotel. Yeah, so I just kind of hung around the hotel, and then the next day we came back home, and I'm all good now, so no worries there. And that's kind of the big part of our trip. So I guess
Luckily, it was towards the end of the trip and not like at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that would have been day 1. That's not how you want to start off. It's not how you want to spend any part of your trip. But I feel like right there at the top would have been much worse. So, do you have anything else to add?
Nope.
No. Don't worry there. You just got the play-by-play of me going to the hospital.
Yes, we did.
The constant phone calls on me.
Yeah. Alright. So, it looks like today is a bit of a shorter episode, but this is really all we have to say about this trip, and you just heard us talk about the last one, so not much new stuff has happened at Disney. So, next week, we should have a longer episode. Nothing else to say there, so I guess all that's left to say. Alright, so this is a little tack on of something that we forgot to talk about during the episode. This coming weekend, I guess, when you're hearing this, February 24th and 25th, we will be at Captain's Comics Expo, which will be happening over at Omar Shriner Temple in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. We will we'll have a table there, because it'll also be with some friends of ours, because I crochet and sew and stuff like that, so I'll be having some stuff there if y'all want to check that out, or if you just want to talk about Disney, maybe get a button, whatever, we'll be there over on the 24th and 25th. So, check it out. Thank you, as always, for joining us here on Made for Disney. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date on all the Made for Disney when a new episode comes out, you can check out our Facebook page, Made for Disney, our Twitter, Made for Disney, our Instagram, Made for Disney, the podcast, our website, Made for Disney, And then you can also contact us by sending an email to our Gmail, madefordisney@gmail.com. I think that's all of them. So, with all that said, once again, thank you for joining us here at Made for Disney, the happiest podcast to ever sail the Seven Seas Lagoon.
Bye.